A baby boy was alone and abandoned in a dirty, dark, and smelly garbage dump until suddenly, a fantastic miracle saved him and changed his life forever. A cute, furry dog named Patty was well known among the neighbors living in the Argentinian community of Valle del Pino. Patty spent every day wandering with her inseparable and cheerful pack of puppies through the vast streets of this quiet town. The region's inhabitants already knew of her presence, and many protected and fed her and her family, out of love and respect for her for being the animal protector of these city streets. People were very fond of Patty, as she was a very calm dog and was always hanging around in all the parks and avenues of the region with indescribable joy. However, not everything was good news for this canine's life. Sadly, it was not every day that the inhabitants of the Valle del Pino region could offer her all the comforts that this little one needed to survive in peace. So Patty decided to take risks to take care of her own. On many occasions, Patty had to resort to foraging for food in other more tawdry places, such as dumpsters, to satisfy her and her pack's hunger. After many adventures and learning on the streets, Patty became a mature dog and was able to raise a beautiful family of puppies. One day, as she was scavenging through the garbage for her daily sustenance, she heard something that caught her attention. From a dark dumpster came a strange and alarming high-pitched humming sound that kept ringing in the head of the frightened Patty. Searching for answers, the dog approached the dark place, and each time it became more and more deafening. Patty had to remove a pile of trash piles to figure out what was causing the curious sound. After hours of arduously removing the human abandoned debris with her teeth, Patty caught a glimpse of the tiny figure of a minor, adorable baby underneath the piles of rubble. The creature was dirty and sad, its cry loud and alarming. Patty had small puppies and a large family, so her maternal intent was powerful. The dog was enraged by all the tragedy she witnessed, so she boldly decided to drag the baby along with her to save it and get it away from that horrible, stinking, dark place. The baby and the dog spent many hours of the night roaming the region's streets to reach where Patty was sheltering with her beautiful puppies. The dog and her puppies adopted the little baby and warmed him as if he were a family member. After much crying, the baby was beginning to feel much calmer, this time in the arms of a new opportunity provided by a rather unusual family. A neighbor in the community started to hear everything happening. Alarmed, she thought a mother and child were having trouble in the streets, so she quickly looked out the window to see what was happening. The noise was too loud, and this woman, whose name was Alejandra, could not decipher what it was about because although she could hear human cries and screams, the sound was awakened by the barking of some dogs, so she imagined that it was some rabid canine that had bitten a child. Alejandra quickly left her building, fearing something serious was happening to someone. When she arrived at the place where the strange noise was coming from, she realized that the scene was much stranger than she had thought. Alejandra realized that what she witnessed was something inquisitive and even miraculous. A dog with her puppies had a tiny human baby that was dirty and full of waste in her pack. Terrified and impressed by the incredible scene, Alejandra did not take long to wonder how that baby had gotten to that place. Evidently, the baby was hungry and had spent a very complicated and dangerous night. Without thinking twice, Alejandra decided to take the baby to the nearest health center to be seen by specialists. Fortunately, the doctors found the baby to be in perfect health after several tests. Patty's incredible work had been carried out successfully since not only had she rescued the little baby boy from a dumpster, but she had managed to save him and take him to a safe place without him receiving any blow or being exposed to any serious injury. For the doctors and Alejandra, what was happening was a blessing. However, the facts had to be analyzed from a more realistic perspective since what they witnessed had to be legally prosecuted, and someone had to be judged for what was happening. After clarifying that the baby's state of health was in perfect condition, Alejandra decided to notify the police about what had happened. It did not take authorities more than a day to find the baby's mother. A girl named Sofia did not expect the law to knock on her door. This young woman was going through a tough time in her life, and her economic and housing conditions were unsuitable for raising a new child. Sofia was already the mother of 8 more children and did not have a steady job, so she had no steady paycheck and no way to provide for another baby, so she decided to abandon her child. In addition, Sofia lived in a tiny house that did not have enough rooms for her children to grow up comfortably. After the police tracked down the poor mother, she was indicted on neglect charges. Sofia is currently in prison facing her tragic sentence. A family of dogs rescued the little boy, and the brave Alejandro was taken to a special care home for babies, where he was put up for adoption. After several weeks, the little one had a new adoptive family and is now safe and cared for with the warmth of humans. None of this would have happened if it weren't for the maternal instinct of Patty, the dog, who, with the knowledge acquired during the development of her puppies, managed to do an excellent job of rescuing the abandoned baby. This beautiful story shows us that animals are very empathetic living beings just like humans, and that they are capable of helping us in the moments we need it most. Despite not having any bond with the baby, this dog protected and took care of him alone in her home when his mother abandoned him. We often feel alone in this world and are surrounded by the magnificent company of nature and all the species that coexist on the planet. All beings are capable of procreating a family and understand the concern for the upbringing of a small creature that was left in the hands of nothingness. Like the video if you enjoyed this exciting and touching story. Have a wonderful day.